Let's go. Let's go. Ryan Howard addresses misunderstanding by Angel Reese fans over the number 5 chain. She wears a number 5 chain, and no, it's not for Angel Reese. I mean, honestly. God, articles being wrote now. Angel Reese, Ryan Howard's partnership might be the new
20 minutes. That's how long it took after Angel Reese arrived in Atlanta before her fan base started attacking her new teammates. Not 20 days, not 20 hours, 20 minutes. And what happened next reveals exactly why the Chicago Sky couldn't wait to trade her away, despite her double-double numbers.
Let's go. Angel Reese fans already saying Ryan Howard is wearing number 5 pendant to celebrate Angel's arrival. Ryan Howard had to literally address this. You got Dream fans begging Angel Reese fans to keep this about basketball. I mean, this is crazy as hell. This is what was said. Laugh out loud. As if
Ryan Howard had to publicly explain that the number 5 chain she wore wasn't celebrating Angel Reese's arrival, it was honoring her deceased brother. Think about that for a second. A woman is wearing jewelry to remember her dead brother, and she's getting accused on social media of doing it to celebrate a new teammate she'd known for less than a day. The Atlanta Dream star player had to issue a statement defending herself before their first practice even happened.
And I don't blame her. Considering it was her brother she was honoring and not Angel Reese, good on you. We're sorry for your loss. You rock that chain every day in honor of your brother. For real. What the hell? Absolutely. Please take this in a respectful way. My brother 5 has been a part of every big accomplishment I made since I lost him.
Here's the actual statement Ryan Howard posted. Quote, "Please take this in a respectful way. My brother 5 has been a part of every big accomplishment I made since I lost him. I actually play every game with a dog tag with his pictures on it. However, it just happened that my 2 new teammates also wear the same number, which I have no problem acknowledging. It honestly didn't even register to me that it was her number as well until I saw her at the photo shoot. She shouldn't have needed to explain this." But the Angel Reese fanbase had already decided the chain was about their player, wrote articles about it, flooded social media with takes, and forced a grieving sister to publicly defend wearing a memorial to her brother before a single preseason game.
I just got the chain while I was still in Miami and thought it would be a perfect accessory for that day. Thank you everyone for understanding. I mean, what are we doing? Here we go. Drama loading. Yep, AR fans that aren't helping keep the Dream FC strictly basketball.
The comments from Dream fans tell you everything about what's coming. Quote, "Drama loading?" Quote, "AR fans that aren't helping keep the Dream FC strictly basketball." Quote, "This is why AR fans should shut up. These aren't rival fans talking. These are Atlanta Dream supporters begging Angel Reese's fan base to calm down before they destroy the team chemistry." And here's what makes this particularly telling. The Chicago Sky just went through an entire season of this exact dynamic. Teammates crying at press conferences. A fan base attacking anyone who didn't worship their favorite player. A toxic environment that led to a coaching change and a complete roster overhaul.
Yeah, wow. This is why AR fans should shut up. I mean, wow. Some are posing as AR fans to create confusion. I hate it. Stop. Stop. It's the single most toxic fan base ever. Big Mike is in the house. Right here, Michelle Obama to Angel Reese.
You are handling yourself beautifully.
Thank
I
you.
mean, it's not just what you do, but the way you carry yourself, girl.
Now watch this interaction carefully. Michelle Obama interviewing Angel Reese, calling her the queen, telling her she's handling everything beautifully, saying they weren't making girls like her back in the day. The former First Lady of the United States is sitting there glazing a player who averaged 8 points and 7 rebounds last season, a player whose team couldn't wait to trade her despite being 22 years old with a rookie contract. Notice what Michelle Obama doesn't mention. She doesn't talk about leadership. She doesn't discuss team success. She doesn't reference winning. It's all about how Angel handles the attention, how she carries herself, how she manages being famous. Because that's what this has become about. Not basketball excellence, not team accomplishment, personal brand management.
I mean,
What? Yeah, what does
What's
that
that
mean?
mean?
I
What does
mean-
that mean?
all of what you said, and can get 10 rebounds a game.
Okay. Yeah.
And can
Say
get 10
that
rebounds a
part.
game.
I mean, Lisa Leslie, you know, she was.
she was.
Lisa
was
Leslie
that-
is my girl.
she-
I just saw her at the All-Star
Yes,
game.
I saw you
She's
guys,
still
yes.
there. Oh, we
But
missed you.
I wasn't there. I wasn't
okay,
there. No,
I
no.
saw her across
Yeah.
the way.
But see, she's still young. I mean, it's just, oh man, it's so nice to see.
It's a breath of fresh air.
It
You
sure
love it?
is.
Yeah.
The host's reaction is perfect. Quote, I mean all of what you said and can get 10 rebounds again. Even the interviewer knows the praise doesn't match the production. Angel Reese averaged 13.6 points and 13.1 rebounds last season. Those are solid numbers for a rookie. But they're not the queen numbers. They're not Michelle Obama doing a podcast interview numbers. They're not national media tour numbers. And that disconnect between the hype and the actual basketball performance is exactly what's created this toxic fan base dynamic. When you treat a good young player like she's already a superstar, her supporters start believing anyone who doesn't worship her is a hater.
All right, black and white sports supporters. Well, my God, it took exactly 20 minutes of Angel Reese's arrival to the Atlanta Dream for her fan base to start going after teammates of Angel Reese's. Let's be real. The Atlanta Dream team, that team is Ryan Howard's team. That's Ryan Howard's team. All right? Keeping it real. Everybody else on that team,
Here's the reality that nobody in Angel Reese's circle will tell her. The Atlanta Dream is Ryan Howard's team. Howard averaged 17.2 points and 4.4 assists last season. She's a two-time All-Star. She's been the face of this franchise. The Dream didn't trade for Angel Reese to make her the centerpiece. They traded for her because she was available cheap after Chicago decided the drama wasn't worth it. But try telling that to the fan base that's already writing articles about Angel Reese and Ryan Howard's partnership being the new face of the Dream. The player who's been there for years gets second billing to the player who arrived 3 days ago. That's not a recipe for team chemistry. That's a recipe for exactly what happened in Chicago.
right? I mean, I don't know what to say. I'm going to give it to mid-year, mid-season. Let's say by end of July. We'll call it end of July. There will be an implosion of the Atlanta Dream. In some way, there's going to be major drama. Look, we're 3 days from like a preseason game. There's already drama from the fan base towards Dream teammates. Good luck. Good luck. And we've seen what Chicago's done and the talent they've assembled. Tell me what you think. Peace.
The prediction here is simple. By the end of July, there will be a major implosion with the Atlanta Dream, either between Angel Reese and her teammates, between the fan base and the organization, or between the media coverage and reality, because this pattern is unsustainable. You cannot have a player's supporters attacking teammates over memorial jewelry and expect that locker room to function. You cannot have a 22-year-old role player getting treated like a franchise savior and expect veterans to respect the hierarchy. You cannot have this level of manufactured drama before the preseason and expect it to get better when games actually matter. Chicago figured this out after one season. They looked at the production, looked at the circus, and decided it wasn't worth it. They traded Angel Reese and immediately started rebuilding with players who focus on basketball instead of brand management. And look at what Chicago did after making that decision. They went out and acquired actual proven talent. They built a roster designed to win games, not sell jerseys. Meanwhile, Atlanta is walking straight into the same trap Chicago just escaped from. They're getting the player, the fan base, and the media circus all at once, and they're acting like this is going to work out differently somehow. Here's what the Atlanta Dream is about to learn. The fan base comes with the player. You don't get to pick and choose. When you acquire Angel Reese, you acquire the supporters who think wearing a memorial chain is about their favorite player. You acquire the media members who compare a good rookie to generational talents. You acquire the entire ecosystem that values attention over accomplishment. Ryan Howard already knows this. That statement she posted wasn't just about the chain. It was a warning shot. It was her way of saying, I'm not playing these games. She honored her brother, explained the situation clearly, and drew a line. But here's the problem. Drawing that line makes her the villain to Angel Reese's fan base. She's now the teammate who won't celebrate their queen properly. She's the veteran who's threatened by the new star. She's the problem. Except she's not the problem. She's the solution. Ryan Howard is exactly the kind of veteran leader who could help Angel Reese develop into a complete player. She's someone who's been an all-star, who knows how to win in this league, who could teach a young player about professionalism and team basketball. But that relationship requires the young player to be coachable. It requires the fan base to respect the veteran. It requires the media to stop treating every interaction like it's a power struggle. None of that is happening. Instead, we're 3 days into this partnership and already having public controversies about jewelry. We're already seeing Dream fans begging for calm. We're already watching the same patterns that destroyed Chicago's locker room start to emerge in Atlanta. Think about the timing here. The WNBA season hasn't started. There are no games to analyze, no wins or losses to discuss, no actual basketball storylines to follow. And yet we're already talking about Angel Reese and the Atlanta Dream every single day. That's not because of her play, that's because of the manufactured drama that follows her everywhere. The Chicago Sky dealt with this for an entire season. Teammates getting questioned about Angel instead of their own games, coaches having to manage fan base expectations instead of just coaching basketball, media coverage focusing on controversy instead of competition, and at the end of that season, Chicago looked at everything and said, not worth it. Atlanta is about to learn that lesson the hard way, because here's what happens next. Angel Reese will have a good game, and her fan base will demand she get more shots. She'll have a bad game, and her fan base will blame her teammates for not getting her the ball. Ryan Howard will be the star of a win, and the narrative will be about how Angel made her better. Ryan Howard will struggle, and the narrative will be about how she's holding Angel back. Every single storyline becomes about Angel Reese, regardless of what actually happens on the court. That's exhausting for teammates, that's frustrating for coaches, that's impossible to manage long-term. And the saddest part, Angel Reese has real talent. She's an elite rebounder. She's got good instincts around the basket. She's got the physical tools to be a very good WNBA player for a long time. But none of that matters when the circus overwhelms the basketball. None of that matters when her fan base attacks teammates over memorial jewelry. None of that matters when the narrative is always about her brand instead of her game. Michelle Obama called her the queen and said they weren't making girls like her back in the day. But what does that even mean? What is she the queen of? She's not the queen of winning. Her team traded her after one season. She's not the queen of production. She put up good rookie numbers, not historic ones. She's not the queen of leadership. Her teammates were crying at press conferences. She's the queen of attention. She's the queen of social media engagement. She's the queen of manufactured controversy. And that's exactly the problem. Because the WNBA doesn't need queens of attention. It needs players who can help teams win championships. It needs players who make their teammates better. It needs players who build winning cultures instead of toxic fan bases. The Atlanta Dream has a choice to make right now, before this gets worse. They can establish clear boundaries with the media circus. They can support Ryan Howard as their franchise player. They can make it clear that team success matters more than individual brands. Or they can let this spiral exactly like it did in Chicago, wait until it's completely broken, and then try to rebuild. Based on what we've seen in the first 72 hours, they're choosing the spiral. They're letting the fan base run wild. They're allowing the narrative to center on Angel instead of the team. They're watching their franchise player have to defend wearing memorial jewelry and not stepping in to shut that down immediately. So here's the prediction, and you can mark this down. By the end of July, something breaks. Either Angel Reese demands a bigger role and creates friction with Ryan Howard, or the fan base does something so toxic that the organization has to address it publicly, or a teammate gets fed up with the circus and requests a trade, or the media coverage becomes so divorced from reality that even casual fans start noticing the disconnect. Something breaks, because this pattern always breaks. You cannot sustain this level of manufactured drama around a role player and expect it to end well. Chicago learned that lesson. Atlanta is about to learn it too. The only question is how much damage gets done before they figure it out. And the tragedy in all of this? Angel Reese could be great. She could develop into an all-star. She could anchor a defense and dominate the glass for a decade. But that requires focusing on basketball instead of brand. That requires being coachable instead of celebrated. That requires building real relationships with teammates instead of having your fan base attack them over jewelry. None of that is happening right now. And until it does, this story ends exactly one way, with another team looking at Angel Reese after a season or two and asking the same question Chicago just asked: is the production worth the circus? And based on what we're seeing in Atlanta already, the answer is going to be the same. So watch what happens over the next few months. Watch how Ryan Howard gets treated by Angel's fanbase. Watch how the media covers every single dream storyline. Watch how teammates react when the attention is always somewhere else. And ask yourself, would you want to play on this team? Would you want to coach this roster? Would you want to manage this situation? Because the Atlanta Dream's front office is about to find out that acquiring Angel Reese means acquiring everything that comes with her. And based on the first 72 hours, they're not ready for what that actually means. Nobody is.